How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Today, I got something to talk about. Okay, so I just want to be clear on this. So my son has said a few things, and also I just want to say this right in the beginning. So our thumbnail, I didn't think about it until after I put it up. So apparently, the way that our thumbnail is probably set up is might I don't want to give the impression like we're having this is their actual show. I don't want to give that impression. So if you came in here like, yo, I want to see where's my son's aid and where's the Queen's Tamika Mallory's. This is not that show. It's just that's the thumbnail I have, and I didn't edit it none, I guess, yet or period, however you want to put it. But I don't want to give people the understanding or misconception that this is that show because it's not. With that being said, I want to talk about some things that I heard my son talk about and Tamika Mallory talk about specifically, and this whole Cop City thing that they're talking about they're going to be having down in Atlanta. And I just want to, I'm not going to lie. One of the main reasons why this is the topic that we're talking about today is because there's things that we say on this channel all the time that I particularly say. And, well, yeah, Tamika Mallory is going to, or she has already, and we're going to speak about it, co-signed what I've been saying for the last couple of years on how we could get crime down in our communities and solve some of our problems, proving that it is literally our governing bodies that's a bigger problem than what we actually see, that what we see in our neighborhoods that we don't like is actually the symptom of the problem and not the problem itself. So we're going to talk about that today, just so we can be clear. And I just want to start it off by talking about, you know, the brick lady. So I haven't heard anyone else say this. I'm going to assume other people have said it also. But after it has come out that the brick lady had lied, a lot of people, myself at least, I haven't heard anybody else say it. But my son was addressing this, and I wanted to address it because he was addressing something that I spoke on. So, in all honesty and fairness, I want y'all to know what he said. And basically, he said this, is that he didn't say, or better yet, what he said was, any man that hits a lady in the face with a brick is a coward. I have to agree. Like, that's, how does that happen? Just so we can be clear. Now we know that it didn't happen, but when he thought that that was the thing that happened, that's what he said. Now, this is the point that I want to say. This is my only issue on this that I have with my son specifically, because he can't always assume that the woman is right. Let's start deciding that we're going to do a little bit of research into something before we decide that we're just going to tear men apart every single time a woman says something. I'm not saying that crimes are not committed against women by men, despicable men, might I add. I'm not saying that crimes aren't committed against women by despicable men. And when the women call out, there was a period of time where their voices weren't heard. But our communities is not where their voices weren't heard. Their voices weren't heard out there in Hollywood. Those were the people that wasn't listening. You want to know who else wasn't listening? Corporate America wasn't listening to women. But in our neighborhoods where I'm from, we listened to women when they said that they were going through something. You know how many men are in jail and in the grave because one of their family members got either actually disrespected, one of their female family members actually got disrespected or assaulted, should I say, by a man? And how many men are in jail and not here no more because of a lie where it was said that a man assaulted a female and he actually didn't? The point in which I'm trying to make is, in our communities, we always have been going and taking the extra step to protect our cousins, to protect our wives, to protect our daughters. We've always been going the extra step to protect our sisters. This is not a new thing. We've always been doing that. That's one of the reasons why there's so much discourse amongst men in some neighborhoods. So I say all that to say this, and I just want to make this point. A man that does not know you does not have a responsibility. No man has a responsibility. Imagine trying to protect somebody that can't take direction. Imagine you trying to protect the person while no matter how many times you tell them that the stove is hot, they keep hugging it. No matter how many times you tell them there's lions in those woods, they keep running in there. You can't protect somebody that you can't give direction to. Because part of the protection is the direction. Now, I say all that to say this. I love what Mysonne, Tamika Mallory, and their movement does so often, more often than not. Just so we could be clear. I love what they do, more often than not. I just don't agree with the every single time a woman says something, you bash the man before you even find out if it's true. That's the part I don't get. That's the part I'm not here for. That part. But shout out to Mysonne for making himself a little bit more clear on the matter. And I 100% do agree that if a man hits a woman with a brick, he is definitely a coward. Just like if a man is you're jumping somebody that's by themselves, you're definitely a coward. You understand? Like, that's definitely coward shit. There's a lot of shit that we do nowadays in our communities that's coward shit. Because all of that shit is emotional. You understand? Now, with that being said, let's get to the show and let's talk about this cop city. There's no comments, so we're not going to do roll call. Let's talk about this cop city real quick. So Atlanta, and I just want this to be clear on this. Shout out to Tamika Mallory, Queen Tamika Mallory, and Mysonne. You can go to their platform. You can see our thumbnail has the name of their platform on it. Yeah, I know no one hit the woman with the brick. I've already made about a ton of videos saying that no one hit the woman with the brick. Okay, thank you. No one hit the woman with the brick. It was saline she pumped into her face. Allegedly. Okay, boom. Appreciate you. With that being said. So, there's going to be a cop city in Atlanta. Basically, what I'm assuming is there's going to be an area, because I don't know but so much about it. What I want to talk about even more importantly is the idea and the concept of what could be actually fixed to make it so that something like a cop city would even be needed. Because Queen Tamika Mallory brought up a point, and it's a point that I'm always bringing up over here. And it's literally the point where I say that I have a problem with the freaking Democrats. She said, bring resources to the neighborhood. And then she basically read her down a list of what I'm always saying and what I've been saying since we were still in the Bronx. Since this platform started. If you bring resources to the community, crime will go down. The reason why crime is where it's at in many communities is because of a lack of resources. So hold on, let's back up real far back. We're going to go real far back. We're going to go all the way back to the Santa, the Pina, and the Santa Maria, whatever the name of them things were. We're going to go all the way back to the Pilgrims. When they came over here on the boat, their boats, that they came over here, and there was indigenous people living here. They say that they were Native Americans. We're indigenous to America, fam. Okay, anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not the conversation we're having right now. When they came over here, why do you think they allegedly took out the Indians? Resources. Do you get it? When Rome used to go take over lands, why did they go take over lands? Resources. You get it? Resources is why many wars are started. Okay, hold on. Even now, in the UN, when they talk about politics on a global level, what do they talk about doing? Sanctioning countries when they don't do what the rest of the world think that they should be doing, right? And what the sanctions do? It affects their resources. What up, KJ? What up, Mike? Azriel, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is going well with you, by the way. Resources. What am I always saying that we need in the neighborhood? Every time I talk about improving the neighborhood, what's one of the main things you always hear me speak on? Resources. What do the Democrats bring to our neighborhood? Because it's not just resources, it's the type of resources. You know how I keep saying I don't want no more of these clinics in the hood? Stop putting clinics in the hood, fam. Why don't you put a building in the hood that feeds people? I don't even care if the people got money. I don't care if you're a movie star. You should be able to walk into that kitchen at the time of day that they feeding people and get a fucking meal. They're not giving you groceries to walk out the door with. It's a kitchen designed to feed people, a cafeteria. In that same building, you can have other resources. Why don't we have a PAL? Please stop putting these clinics in our neighborhoods. Those people that need help should be headed to a hospital. They should be going and speaking to doctors. They should be getting medicine that cures them, and they should be getting the treatment psychologically also that's going to help them that's going to help them get off of the track of living that lifestyle that they're living that's destroying them. Please stop putting these clinics in our hoods. And please stop putting them a block or two away from schools on top of that. Have y'all seen Philly? Have y'all seen Philly? Have you seen Philly? Have you been to Philly? Great comment, KJ. Give me a second. Have y'all been to Philly? Have y'all seen the streets of Philly? Y'all see how them motherfuckers be lined up out there, fam? They be lined up on the street, fam. All up and down the street. There's a reason why I tell y'all I can't knock a drug dealer at all. I can't tell you what to do in order to feed your family. Because we have such a lack of resources in our neighborhoods. Niggas is starving. And coincidentally, black people have like something trillions of dollars of buying power. We have like the most buying power, but we only spend like 1% of that with our own people. So literally we can solve our own problem, and we don't even need the government to give us resources if we decided to spend our money with our own people, and then our own people that was having the money spent with them would then give back to the community. Get it? We can literally solve our own problem. But that's going to take us coming together and talking. But that's a whole nother conversation, because there's people's jobs to do that, and that's called politicians. Correct, or am I wrong? So in Atlanta, they're going to have a cop city. I want to be clear on this. I am not in any way going at... Wait, before we get to that, let's before we get back to the cop city, let me shout out to Arthur D. Glass. He dropped that Cash App into the chat. If you would like to drop something in the Cash App, we will definitely appreciate it. Let me get to KJ's comment real quick. He says, what about the restaurant establishments? The amount of foods that go to waste can go to the people. See, this is the problem, and this is the issue. We live in a capitalist society. So now if the restaurants start giving the food away for free, Because that's what it's going to be if they don't throw it in the trash. Sooner or later, that might cut into their profits. Because by throwing the food away, you're not giving the food away for free. By giving the food away for free, you don't know who might decide not to actually buy the food, but wait for it to be given away. What the government could do is, when they give away a certain amount of food, supplement them with an income, with payment. I'm tax write-off. I want to say something real quick, and this is the thing that Trump keeps trying to say, and this is why we did really good when it dealt with how do you say our economy did really well when Trump was president. And that's one of the things that, you know, a lot of people don't want to admit, because if they admit that the economy did well when Trump was president, the Democrats lose. And the reason why the Democrats lose is the Democrats want to use the money in order to set up this clinic over there, that clinic over there, that thing over there, like boom, right? That's what the Democrats want to use government money for. What the Republicans want to do is the Republicans want to put the money back into the people who create jobs pockets. Because when you give the money to the people that create jobs, they could create more jobs. You understand what I'm saying? You have more people working. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the Republicans, that's their thing for saying. If you put, like, I have a company. If I'm doing well financially, if I have good, pardon me, if I have good tax write-offs, that means that that's more of an incentive for me to pay my guys better. Because by me paying my guys better, I reach a certain margin that allows for me to write more taxes off. Do you understand? So the more I give to my employees, the more I pay out to my employees. That if I'm gonna, who think I'm bullshitting? Who think I'm wrong? Put it in the chat. I just want to know who think I'm wrong about this. So the more I pay out to my employees, or the more people that I employ, the more money I spend on employing people, the more money that goes out that way, they gets to write off more taxes. So the more taxes they write off, now that becomes an income, because now you're writing off so much taxes that you're making money. What's the best way to make money? Not have to spend it. So that's what was happening when Trump was in the office. I'm just telling you shit that's a fact. That's it. I'm not saying I'm on one person's side or the other. So that's what was happening when Trump was in office. This is factual shit. Why do you think everybody's 401k was going up? People was having businesses, that people that were owning the companies had more faith in the market. When they had more faith in the market, one of the things that happened is that they spent more money on their business. You're not going to keep spending more money on the business if you don't have faith that the market, that the value of your company is actually going to go up. For the people who don't believe me and think that I'm wrong, you know that movie studios literally make movies sometimes in order to have a big bust. Like, whether you know it or not, the WB made money off of Flash, whether you know it or not. Because even though Flash was a flop, they lost so much money on that movie, they was able to write it off on taxes. That's why a lot of these big flops, the company actually wants the flop. That's the way it works. For the people that think that I'm wrong, like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's literally the way that it works. Why do you think they put out the Flash? That's going to be an incredible windfall. And now they about to put out fucking, because the Flash ain't make no money. Now they about to put out, it lost a lot of money. Now they about to put out Aquaman. That's going to lose a lot of money also. 9 times out of 10. That's going to be another tax write-off. And then they're going to start a brand new cinematic universe. Pardon me, I don't even want to talk about how it's just that they're just more fortunate than you know. They're just more fortunate at this than you know. That happened and happened that way. Just way more fortunate than you know. With that being said, let's get back to the comment that we was talking about. Did I address the entire comment? Minor food goes the way. So yeah, so these businesses, these restaurants, giving the food away, if they haven't, there's no benefit for them to give the food away. And also, in addition to that, if they give the food away for free and then something happens to somebody, like they get sick or something like that, they're liable. So you don't want to just give the food away for free, because there's no win in it for you. There's no win. If you give the food away for free, somebody might get sick. And in addition to that, I think in New York City, at least, you could get fined. I think you literally can't give it away. You understand? That's why Dunkin' Donuts just throw them shits in the trash. They like literally can't. Just think about that when you're thinking about your politicians. Who runs New York City? Democrats and Republicans. Why would Democrats make it so that you literally can't? And if they didn't make it that way, then why didn't they repeal it yet? I'm just asking. You could put whatever you feel is however you feel. There's literally a law that they can't give the food away. Can't. 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 Literally. Just so we can be clear. Bananas, ain't it? Just saying. Listen, pay attention. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. I don't know if you think I answered it or not. I hope I answered it. So, with that being said, what does Tamika Mallory say? Tamika Mallory said, bring resources to the neighborhood, crime will go down. I've been telling y'all. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, stop just voting Democrat. That's why I have a problem with Biden. That's why I have a problem with Kamala Harris. You don't think every single politician knows that if you bring resources somewhere, you actually help the people? Imagine a doctor telling you, boom, when you go and decide that you're going to take being an athlete seriously, what's one of the most important things they tell you to do? Stretch. You want to know why one of the most important things for an athlete to do is stretch? Because stretch is preemptive. Stretching is the thing that you do to help prevent injury. That's what bringing resources to the neighborhood does. It helps to prevent more damage. Now, why would somebody that benefits off you being damaged want to give you preventive messages? Why would somebody that benefits off of putting clinics in our neighborhoods that they could now get financing to, that monies could just disappear from allegedly, give you preventative measures? Instead of building a clinic, why don't they give the money to the local hospitals so the local hospitals can build up parts of it to be able to facilitate this need? Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm listening. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm listening. I'm not trying to hate. It's not all Democrats, just like it's not all Republicans, whether you like or dislike. People are people and individuals are individuals. But the point in which I'm making is clear. We wouldn't have a need for a thing like Cop City if they just gave resources. Imagine a person would rather beat their child than feed them if given the opportunity. It was a choice. You could feed your kid or you could beat your kid. And the person said, well, the beating, it sounds like the best way to go. Because that's tantamount to what happens. That's just a factual statement. Also, I want to apologize that there is a tint on my camera. My camera jump off is cracked, and there's still a little bit of My camera residue is cracked. My camera is cracked, and there's a little bit of residue on the inside of it because I had got some condensation, and I can't wipe the inside of it. It just is what it is. I just had the face of this replaced recently, so unless it gets to the point where I have to have it replaced, it's just gonna be like this for now. If NYC Facts didn't send me money for the screen, we wouldn't be talking right now. My screen was so broken that the buttons were stuck. I literally couldn't use the phone because the buttons were stuck. And the only way to fix the buttons, you had to have the whole screen replaced. So the fact that I'm using the phone right now is proof that I had the screen replaced because the buttons didn't work. And I showed y'all the buttons didn't work because I was shooting with the other phone. And I showed y'all literally, my screen is so broke, the buttons didn't work. Now the buttons work. Obviously, I had it replaced. Now I'm gonna kick you. Is there anybody else in here other than these guys? Because if there isn't, I'm gonna go back to working on my other channel, fam. Like I don't really care for this. I'm just being honest with you. If these are the only guys in here, man, I'm gonna go back to working on my channel, fam. I got a whole different channel. Y'all never even gonna know it's me. I'm not even using my own voice. I'm using the AI simulator. I'm gonna go back to working on that shit. Is there anybody else in here? If these are the only guys in here, I'm just getting off. There's no reason for me to be here. I give y'all a second to decide. Yeah, there's no reason for me to be here, man. Now I go work on something else. I gotta write scripts for that shit because that's the only way the AI is gonna work. I have to write entire scripts, so I don't got time for this shit. Anybody else in here other than the people that hate me? Because if not, I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. I'm gonna make me some coffee. I'm gonna give it a minute or two. And we out of here. I'm gonna go work on a different project. Kinda. No, I didn't really get through any of the topics. I haven't actually finished any of the topics at all. But I mean, if the only people that's gonna be in here is the people that hate me, fam, I don't want to talk to them. The fuck? Create totally different types of pages. So some shit that not gonna have my voice on it, not gonna have my face on it, no BB and iconography, nothing. People ain't even gonna know it's associated with me, fam. I'm doing. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what kind of page it is. I'm not gonna tell you what kind of page it is. Kick somebody again, right? Not yet. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm about to leave anyway, right? My whole life, just people stalking me. This is crazy. People want me to love them, but they only want to be around me if they can treat me like shit. It's so crazy. Fuck out of here. That's it. We done. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. That's all I got on this one.